Chapter 10, Prisoner Release. Hey, Ike! I heard you're leaving. Going to Begnion, eh? Hello, Ranulf. I was hoping I'd see you. I'd wanted to thank you for everything you've done. I'm glad I have the chance before I leave. Well, aren't you the dutiful one? Hey, that reminds me. You were born here in Gallia, right? I knew there was something odd about you. You're awfully friendly for a Bay-Orc, you know? Oh, you might not know, but a Bay-Orc is what... I know what it means. It's what you call us humans, right? Oh, you knew that, did you? Well then, let me tell you something else. When we use the word human, we mean it much in the way that you Bay-Orc do when you call us subhuman. Really? It's an insult to be called human. I'm glad you told me. I would have never have guessed. I should warn you, if you run across any Laguz who call you that, be careful. They are no friend of yours. Got it, thanks. I won't forget. But I've digressed long enough. Let me explain why I'm here. Huh? Princess Alencia, may I have a moment of your time? Yes, of course. The king asked that I give this to you. Please, accept it as a gift. What, may I ask? Within that leather pouch is 20,000 gold pieces. Bay-Orc currency, of course. Oh, I truly appreciate this generous offer, but a gift of this magnitude is not something I can accept. King Kynegus has done so much more than necessary already. The king is ashamed that he cannot at this time provide any personal support. Please, will you accept his apology and acknowledge his desire to aid you? But... No? Well then, let's try this. Yes? You accept the king's gift, and as payment for conducting you safely to Gallia, you hand it over to Ike. Come on, Ranulf, you can't expect her to accept this, and it's an outrageous fee, no matter how you look at it. 20,000 gold pieces for the life of a princess? Perfectly reasonable. In fact, it's almost borders on insulting. Considering how you have suffered, the lives you've lost, 10, no, 100 times this amount would not be unreasonable. I have reconsidered. I will accept the king's kindness. In turn, I will present it to my lord Ike. You will accept it, will you not? I will. Thank you. No, my lord Ike, it is I who must thank you. 20,000 gold received. Well, now that's settled, let's move on. Unfortunately, we do not have any ships here in Gallia. If you are to find a ship that will take you to Begnion, you must return to occupied Crimea. If there's no other way, then we'll just have to risk it. No matter how cautiously you proceed, you're certain to run into Dayan forces. Keep that in mind. I understand. It's too bad we're so short on soldiers. Still, there's not much we can do about that now. However, I will review our supplies carefully before we depart. In regard to your personnel problems, the king has decided to lend you what aid he can. Lethe, Mordecai! I will join you. Mordecai and Lethe? Both of you? Are you sure? None of the others could stand the idea of traveling with humans. I myself tremble with loathing at the thought of going to Begnion, but when the king gives an order, obedience is the only option. That may be, but having witnessed the combat prowess of the Gallians firsthand, for myself, I know how fortunate we are. We will not fail you. Shh! I have no intention of becoming friends. Do not forget that, and stay out of my way! You must forgive Lethe. Her tongue cuts as deep as her claws do. I'll return once I've reported to the king. While I'm gone, please finish your preparations for departure. Very well. That's right, Lethe. I'm changing up the pronunciation because I was pronouncing it like the Greek river of mythology that erases memories, when in Fire Emblem Heroes, she pronounces her own name and it's Lethe, not Lethe. Ike, here's a summary of our last battle. We didn't really earn 20,000 of that gold. That just kind of slipped into our pockets. Spent 3131. Our current is 21,619. Not bad. Combat experience 992. Bonus experience 330. We MVP was Boyd. He did a lot last chapter. And we gained ourselves new allies in Lethe, Mordecai, Mist, Rolf, and Marcia. There were no casualties and no one suffered permanent injury. We fought excellently. That's all I have to report. If you'll excuse me. And with that, from this point on, when we come back to this screen, I will only show off the support and info. Any changes I make to the, and also when I award EXP as well. Any changes I make to the group and any shopping I will do off screen and show off when we're doing the preparations for the next chapter, unless it is pertinent to this point in the game. For example, outfitting somebody with a skill. But for now, I'm gonna go in here, I'm gonna save, because the two supports we have, one of them I definitely don't want, and one of them is a maybe. So I'm just gonna show them both off now, so that way we don't have to worry about it later. Starting with Ike and Titania. Hey Ike, training? Yeah, you too, huh? Hey, do you want to spar? I learned a lot when we team up. Really? I'm glad to hear that. I thought you no longer needed my lessons. What are you talking about? You're the one who put the finishing touches on what swordsmanship I inherited from my father. I'm honored to hear you say so. I mean it. But the talent you inherited from your father is one of a kind. I want you to cherish it. Huh. Hey Titania, when did you meet my father? You used to be a Crimean knight, right? That's right. But it's a long story and we need to train. Get ready, focus. Fine. Interesting. Very interesting. That might be one I revisit. Next up is Mist and Rolf. Rolf! Oh, there you are! Mist, were you looking for me? Yes, I've been meaning to talk to you. We haven't had a chance to talk since that day we fought for the first time. I'm glad you're safe. Somehow we're both still alive. Yes, we've been so lucky. My heart was pounding and my hands were shaking so badly I almost shot an arrow into Boyd's backside. Good thing you didn't, or he would have given you a smacking. I was so scared. I heard yelling, screaming, and the most awful howls of agony. I felt dizzy and sick. I wasn't scared at all. Maybe I was a little nervous, but by the end, I was almost hitting my targets. You weren't even a little scared? No way, I can't wait for the next battle. I'll fight better next time, you'll see. I'll feather a horde of slobbering enemies. See you later, miss. I've got to go practice. Oh, Rolf! Rolf has bloodlust. What the hell's going on there? Quick reset of the console and I'll see you back at the menu. And info, we've got 3 so far here. A soldier, Marcia, and Lethe. Let's do them in order with the soldier. You there, Beork. What do you think you're doing? I was trying to get back to my room, but I've lost my way. Can you tell me which way I need to go? It's this way. Follow me. Hey, not so close! Walk behind me! What? Pardon me. The king has ordered us to treat Beork with kindness, but it will take some time. It is difficult to fight that instinct. Perhaps some memory of the slavery our forefathers suffered at Beork hands flows in our blood. I understand. I'll keep my distance. Very well. Let's go. All right. Little peek into Beork and Laguz relations there. Next up, we got Marcia. And so we put this guy right here, and this steely popper goes there, and we're finished. Packing, huh? Want some help? Do I want some? You're a hoot, handsome. I'm already done. You're more skillful at this than I would have imagined. Or is it that Mist is woefully inept? Ike, please. Oh, the Begnion Pegasus Knights were always moving around, so I learned to pack quickly. They used to train us on it all the time. Go here, pack this. Fun stuff. Is that so? I can see that you have a strong sense of duty. Quitting the Begnion Pegasus Knights to join us must seem. What are you saying? I'm a burden now? No, I'm very grateful you're here. As I told you before, we're short on personnel. Oh, good then, and I'm happy to be here. Say, Ike, you don't need to worry about me quitting the Begnion service. My decision wasn't based solely on my desire to repay you. You had other reasons? Yes, I'm also searching for my missing brother. He may be a dolt and a scoundrel, but he's all the family I have in this world. Remember when you found me? When we were fighting the pirates? Well, I was trying to track him down. But every time I go looking for him, I end up in some dangerous situation with ugly boat monkeys trying to kill me. So that's why you decided to join us, is it? I can understand that. So are you sorry you asked? Not at all. The important thing is finding your brother as quickly as possible, right? That's the plan. Interesting. We now get a little taste of Marcia's motives for joining the team. Finally, Lethe. You seem depressed. Look at who I'm trapped with. Of course I'm depressed. And keep your worthless observations to yourself. All of you are so slow. I can't believe you're still not ready. Sorry about that. If we were anything like you and didn't need to carry anything, it would be easier. But we have weapons and things to get ready. Weapons of steel are a human weakness. Without them, you cannot fight properly. But Lethe, you're carrying a dagger, aren't you? In the scabbard on your leg? This is not for fighting. Then what's it for? I use it to remove small bones from meat. It can also cut fruit into bite-sized pieces. It has proven quite useful. What? If you've got something to say, spit it out! You despise Bayark, but you don't mind using Bayark-crafted tools. If something's good, it's good. Denying something's obvious worth out of petty spite is foolish. It's not that I do not despise everything Bayark. If every Bayark could get along with us as well as you do, I'm certain... Lethe? This is a ridiculous conversation! I'm leaving now! Oh, so abrasive, that one. Anyway, I'm gonna get our troops situated here with what they need, and I will meet you at the beginning of the chapter. Ah, the continent of Tellius. After his father's death places the mantle of leadership on his young shoulders, Ike agrees to continue as Princess Alincia's escort. The company heads now for the Begnion Empire, the oldest and largest nation on the continent of Tellius. As Crimea is a former fiefdom of Begnion, the princess turns to them for succor, much as a scared child returns to a parent. Many in Tellius believe that without Begnion's might and influence, Crimea's reconstruction will be nigh impossible. However, Begnion and Gallia have no diplomatic ties and are further separated by an impassable mountain range. So the company is forced to return to Crimea, where they hope to locate a ship to carry them to Begnion. Dun 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 ba ba ba. I just noticed Ranulf has heterochromia. Accompanied by Ranulf, the warrior who has volunteered to guide them, the company leaves Castle Gallia behind. With heavy hearts and wounded spirits, they begin the long march back to Crimea. Hey Ike, hold up a moment. You know, I was thinking, since this castle's on the way, we should probably stop by. Really? Why? Is there something special about this place? Why, yes there is! This is Cantius Castle! Dane seized it early on in the war, and now it serves as a camp for prisoners. I've even heard there are a number of Crimean retainers being held captive in the dungeon beneath the castle. What? Are you certain? Princess, I'm hurt! Of course my information is reliable. If we can rescue some Crimean soldiers, they might decide to join us. That would be quite a boon, would it not? Yes, it would. I think it's worth the risk. And that sees us in the basement of Cantius Castle. You can see that there aren't a lot of units positioned around here, and plenty of them in jail. In fact, at first glance, it appears there are more jailed units than units that are on patrol here. The question now is, how do you open these cells and free the prisoners? The cells are certain to be locked, so in order to open them, logic would dictate that the keys would be in possession of the jailer. We've no choice but to steal them. If we're lucky, the guards will have the keys as well. In either case, we must move with caution. We don't want to trade blows with the entire castle garrison. Which means we stay close to the walls and avoid being seen or heard, right? Alright then, our first priority is to get our hands on the cell keys. Hey, you there!
I have business with Sir Greil. Where is he?
You're sorely lacking in social etiquette, aren't you? State your business.
I'll speak with Sir Greil and Sir Greil alone. Now take me to him.
What you ask is impossible. Commander Greil is dead.
Well, that is a problem.
Just who are you anyway?
Call me Volke. Sir Greil hired me. I'm in intelligence.
My father hired you?
You are Sir Greil's son, correct? You'll do. Sir Greil hired me to investigate something. You pay my price and I'll give you my report. Deal?
How much?
50,000.
That's a bit steep.
And worth every penny.
I don't have that much. Give me some time.
So you're willing to pay?
My father hired you. He must have a good reason. Are you sure, Commander? We have no way of knowing if he's telling the truth. We'll know when we see the contents of that report. Until then, let's have him travel with us.
So that's your plan, huh? Listen, you get the report when I get paid, and I'm not waiting around until then. I'll keep my information for the time being. Call me when you've got the gold. Stop at any tavern along your way. Tell the barkeep you've need of a fireman. You'll see me within an hour.
Hold a moment. Intelligence. You said you were in intelligence, right? Is information the only thing you sell?
Come out with it. What are you asking?
Locks. Can you open locks?
Sure, 50 gold per lock.
You're going to have him open the cell doors? Is that wise? We've only just met him. There's no telling if we can trust him. This is a very interesting crossroads you're at here. Let's seek advice. What did the two of you think? Under the circumstances, I think trusting a man whom we know nothing is about whom we know nothing is dangerous. I am opposed to this. If we want those cells open, I think risk is going to be inevitable. If we don't have to steal keys, we can reduce the risk and improve our chances of rescuing the prisoners. It's worth a shot. This is, first and foremost, a stealth mission. If you want to get everything possible that's in here, you don't have a choice but to hire him. Volke, will you help us break into these cells?
As long as I get paid, I've got no complaints.
Titania, objections? I told you before, didn't I? You're the commander. If you decide on a course of action, I will but follow. Righto, I'm off. Good luck and all that. What? Wait, you're not going to help us here? As much as I would like to, I have a job to do. I'll rejoin you when I'm finished. I see. Good luck to you then. Yes, and to you as well. Bye, Ranulf. Which puts us in our position here. There are only 3 watch, 2 soldiers, and 1 boss. Seems a little bit too easy, right? Well, like I said before, this is a stealth mission. Meaning that if you end your turn, if you or any of these people, I might add, end their turn in an area that they can, if the enemy phase begins and any blue or green unit is standing in their attack range, they will alert the rest of the guard and more enemies will show up. And in hard mode, even more enemies show up. On top of that, here's a little bit of an awkward thing. I forgot to talk about bonus EXP, or I did talk about bonus EXP in the last episode, but I didn't put the graphic up. So here is the first 9 chapters bonus EXP requirements. And Tom editing this later. Don't forget, I know you want to get these out quickly. I know you're just sitting there watching videos on YouTube while you edit and getting distracted. Don't forget this. On top of that, if this is your first playthrough of the game, there is a way you can do this very quickly to get all of the possible bonus EXP in this chapter. The Chapter 10 bonus EXP being displayed on screen now. If not all of it, then at least as much of it as possible. However, there are 2 things that I don't have here that would make that possible. One, I have Ike with a chest key. I needed to not use the chest keys in the previous chapter where we got them and unlocked chests. Because otherwise, these 2 of these chests will remain closed in the time it takes you to get up there. The other thing is that Oscar needs to be a promoted unit because he needs to be able to carry Mordecai. His weight is 33, Mordecai's weight is 33. What, because they're the same weight, he cannot carry him. And it is, there is a, linked in the card on the top of the screen and in the description is a video from a YouTube user named Pablo, who has put out many videos of him trying to break the record for how few turns he can get this done in. And he's done it in as little as 11 turns. But because this is the first playthrough and we have not promoted Oscar and we do not have an extra key, this is gonna be closer to like 20 or 30 turns, which means the way we're gonna be getting maximizing our bonus EXP is having everybody escape without being caught. Not getting caught, completing the stealth portion, and having every single unit escape. This will take us probably around 30 turns to do. And unfortunately, because we lose bonus EXP per turn that passes by the 12th turn on this, and pretty much any other chapter that has bonus EXP that's turn-based, because of how this is like structured, there's no way to get everybody up there in a timely manner. Even getting like, sorry, I'll explain all this a little bit later, but like you can only get 2 people through this entire thing at a time because of the way the guard works. And that takes around like 10, it takes like an average of like 10 turns per unit, so, or per 2D units, so it's a little bit difficult. But for the time being, I am going to go organize our troops. All right, we're ready to go. Weapons really don't matter here. The only two units that are really gonna be fighting in this chapter, the way I'm doing it, are Mordecai and Ike. So Ike is equipped with pretty much every sword that he's had before and a chest key. And Mordecai we'll get into more once we start the chapter proper, which we're gonna do right now. Two of our new party members are Laguz, and they have different sets of rules. As you can see, there's a meter on the bottom here. Mordecai's is at 4, Lethe is at 20. Laguz units can only attack while they are in beast form. The way that these rules work is that every turn and every combat, they either gain or lose meter depending on whether or not they're in humanoid form. For every turn in beast form that passes, they lose 3 meter. So right now she's at 20 because she started off the turn at 16 and gained, well, I'll go over that later. Every combat in beast form also reduces the meter by 1. For every turn in humanoid form, the meter increases by 4, and for every combat in humanoid form, the meter increases by 2. So it's actually a little bit tactful, depending on the stats of your Laguz, to stick them in battle in order for them to transform into Laguz faster. With the rules of the Laguz out of the way, we can go into the actual units, starting off with Lethe, a cat-type beast tribe Laguz. She is absurdly fast and powerful, and because of this, she is almost guaranteed to get strong and ridiculously strong in multiple hits off on pretty much every enemy she's going to encounter, minus maybe sword masters at this point. She's got no weapon proficiencies though, and only uses claws, so she exists outside of the weapons triangle. Her stat gains are incredible. Her and Mordecai, a lot of Laguz are like this. Over 100% HP gain. That doesn't just mean that she's guaranteed 1 HP per level up, she's guaranteed a potential 2. On top of that, she always starts off every battle with enough meter to transform into her cat form on the first turn. And the other thing too is that she also comes with a Beorc Guard, a magic item that when equipped halves the damage done by Beorc attacks, for use by Laguz only. It is a very useful thing to have, especially being weak to fire and that a vast majority of the enemies are Beorc. Following up on that, we have Mordecai. Mordecai is a tiger-type beast tribe member. Generally stronger and bulkier, but he starts at a lower level and has lower stats. His high strength, HP, and defense put him in league with armored units. And similar to Lethe, because his HP stat has such a high gain to it, there is a pretty dang good chance actually that he'll get 2 HP out of each level up. Unfortunately, a bunch of his speed and skill stats grow slower than Lethe's, making it harder for him to hit and harder for him to hit multiple times. He starts with 0 meter at the beginning of each battle. I mean, he gains the 4 on the first turn, but still, you gotta have to put him into the spotlight if you want him to transform quickly. That being said, however, he's got a pretty good defense off the bat, so putting him into danger just so he can transform quickly is not a bad idea. His smite ability, as well, doubles the effectiveness of shove. When he's near an enemy or an ally he can shove, he is granted 2 options: shove, which just goes one space, or smite, which goes 2 spaces. This is what I was talking about before. There's a point in the sort of lowest turns possible run where you can smite Lethe, who hasn't moved yet, up 2 spaces, which gives her just enough movement to pass by the guards and stay out of their reach. Very useful and very quick for getting people up there. On top of that, he is equipped with Laguz stones, 2 uses of them. Using one of these immediately fills up the meter, causing them to turn into a Laguz. If used while in beast form, it refills the meter. So it's pretty darn good there. In my opinion, due to her higher stats and higher stat gains, Lethe is the way to go here. If you're planning on using only one of them. Both are pretty good options, but Lethe is the superior one out of the 2 of them. moving on from Laguz, we've got Volke, a thief who has the unique ability to be able to pickpocket enemy units, unlock doors and chests without keys. His base stats start off a little bit low for being level 10. However, he's got pretty decent stat upgrades, and his utility, being able to pickpocket and unlock things, more than makes up for it. While his defense gains are low, his speed and skill gains are pretty high, allowing him to attack fast and often, as well as dodge pretty well, making him pretty high risk and high reward. He's only able to use knives, which, like the Laguz, are outside the weapon triangle, but unlike the Laguz, he's able to stay within, he's able to attack at every turn he gets. The downside mainly is that the might of knives is pretty low starting off, but a lot of them usually come with a pretty good crit stat. On top of that, his shade ability, similar to Ilyana's, makes him a good frontliner in order to keep up with bulkier units. If he's partnered with bulkier units, it's good to keep him on the front line, so that way he's not taking too much damage there. All right, so now we've gotten all that out of the way, let's begin our descent here. Starting off, I'm gonna have Ike move up this way and wait. It's taken me so long to record this episode properly. I had the first recording I did, I fudged up all the information so badly that I had to restart. The second time I tried this, when I started up the game, I said no to putting the game in progressive mode, which is essentially like the 480p mode. And for whatever reason, the game just never asked me again on that. I'm gonna move. Yeah, that's gonna have to be the best I can do there. Lethe is going to rescue Soren. Marcia needs to be up on the front lines. I also had like a giant misclick on one of these two. Try to keep everyone partnered up here. Ooh, there's another thing that I need to show off, and hopefully I've got my units within range of each other to do that.
Tell me something, will ya? What's gonna happen to us? Those Daean soldiers took my friends away, and they didn't never come back. What did they do to them? Oh, something bad, I just know it!
Quiet, fool. Keep your cowardly mutterings to yourself. It matters not what vile torture they devise. A true knight of Crimea is bold, steadfast, and strong. I care not if they pull out my nails with tongs, or insert pins into the soft flesh of my underbelly, or yank—
Stop it! I can't bear torture! I'm not a professional soldier, I'm just part of the militia! I can't believe I left my family behind for this. Will I ever see them again? Oh, I want to go home! Curses. If only I had a weapon of some sort.
Help will come. I will not give up. Let's see. Who has who here? It should work then. Let me check something real quick. Where is Ike? Soren works. There we go. Support bonuses. I never went over this, and I meant to, after getting the one with Soren here. If units are within 3 tiles of each other, they gain the support bonuses here. As you can see here, the Dark attribute gives 0.5 to attack and 2 to avoid, whereas the Earth attribute gives +5 to avoid. It always rounds down, so as you can see here, Soren is gaining the bonus from both his own attribute and Ike's. And if I remember correctly, they gain their own attribute multiple times if multiple units, if they have support with multiple units. It might be per rank as well, but I'm not 100% sure on that. I'll have to check in with that later and put some text on the screen whether I'm right or wrong. But either way, pretty dang useful to give people some extra attack. And Ike, with maxed out support, is going to have a ridiculously high avoid bonus. If he gets the full 5 people, when he's within three spaces of all of them, he gets a +25 to his avoid. Anyway, I do want to keep these guys highlighted pretty much at all times, so that way I know what to do. And also, we are only going to be opening this cell and this cell, and we're only going to be rescuing Nephany and Braum. For reasons you'll see later, it is only necessary to rescue Braum and Nephany, and only necessary to open the cell for Kieran. Sephirin is a noob trap. if you open this cell, at some point the patrol comes by here, he never moves and you can't command him, and he will get spotted by the guards and you'll fail the stealth portion. At any rate, I want Titanium to move over here. Let's drop him here. Because Ike is able to speak to... yeah, Mordecai's got him, all right. Because Ike is able to speak to a majority of them. Ike can speak to Sephiron, Nephany, and Braum. And shockingly enough, Oscar can speak to Kieran. I will not be doing that in this one just so I can maximize my bonus EXP, but here is the dialogue for all of them. You there, we've come to rescue you. Ah. You're not a soldier, are you? Your clothing gives you away. I am a pilgrim. My name is Sephiron. You're a monk? Why would they imprison you? I was arrested in a nearby village, where I was tending to wounded Crimean soldiers, excuse me. I received no trial, but have nevertheless been kept prisoner in this place ever since. I see. That explains it. We've come here to liberate the prisoners of war. You should take this opportunity to escape. You will set me free. That is most gracious of you. If you have no objection, I would ask your name. I am Ike of the Greil mercenaries. Please, the cell door is open. You should leave while you can. Thank you. Perhaps we will meet again, Ike. You're a Crimean soldier, right? Come on, I'm here to rescue you.
Seriously? I'm not dreaming again, am I?
I'm a mercenary in the employ of Princess Alencia. I'll give you all the details later. For now, we have to move.
What? The princess? Oh, happy day! Wait, let me stretch a bit. Ooh, sorry, I'm stiff from this hard floor. Ow, 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 cramp!
Oh, for the love of, come on, this way.
Oh, all right. Hold on a second. I don't remember the king having any children.
There's no time to explain. Hurry up.
Oh, coming!
You're from Crimea, right? Come on, we're here to rescue you. We've opened your cell. Now's the time to escape.
Ah, it's you!
Pardon?
I could never forget that squint. Knights of Crimea 12th Regiment. Your name is Oscar.
And you're... Wait a minute. You're Kieran, right?
That is correct. I am Kieran. The same Kieran who has sworn himself to be your eternal rival.
Right. Kieran. So, how have you been? You look good.
As always, your manner is listless and inappropriate. It befits one who would call me foe. You were discharged 3 years ago. What are you doing here now?
Aha! Could it be?
You dastard! You've turned your coat and gone over to Dayan, haven't you? Ah! What despicable, contemptible behavior! Unforgivable! Have you no shame? You were my one true rival. Where is your pride gone?
The mercenary company I'm attached to serves under the command of the Princess of Crimea. We came here to free any Crimean prisoners.
The Princess of Crimea? You're not part of the Royal Guard? You're not part of the Royal Guard? How do you know about the princess?
Well, like I said, the princess is in our employ and...
Or the princess is our employ, rather. Aha! So that's your scheme, is it? You hope to distinguish yourself by meritorious service and gain the glory that is rightfully mine! Admit it!
Look, my duty is...
Blast you! Curse your name! Curse the name Oscar and all who call him kin! I will never let you surpass me! Princess, I'm coming! Kieran will be forever at your side!
Whoa. He's even more excitable than I remember. Hard to believe he's actually a decent knight. You're a Crimean soldier, right? I've opened your cell. Let's get out of here. Who are you? I'm Ike. I'm with the mercenary company hired by Princess Crimea. I can fill you in on the details later. For the time being, you'll just have to trust me. Very well.
With that out of the way, we continue to press forward. As long as we stay out of their attack range, we are good. The other thing about this too is that sometimes this will be a little bit tricky. For example, looking at this, you'd think that you at first glance you think, oh, he can't see past here or here, but he's blocked by Marcia and Titania, which means you just gotta count 7 outwards because they all move 6, so they've got effectively a range of 7. Count 7 outwards, and that's how far they can go. We're gonna be using Volke's technique of stealing here to take the door key from the watch here. But he ended his turn there. That's gonna cause us to get caught, right? Wrong!
Mounted units are a godsend in this. Marcia needs to be pretty close. It would be great to just be able to go up, but this is part of the reason why it's so hard to squeeze allies through during this stealth portion here. Mordecai's got a movement of 7, but let's say that you've got a movement of 9, like with Titania or if either of the Laguz. That's another thing I forgot. When the Laguz are in beast form, they gain +2 to their movement. If let's say that Mordecai's in his beast form, we'd have a movement of 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 spaces away. This is what I was saying before about Mordecai's smite being useful. He could be, well, you usually switch this with Lethe, but Mordecai can smite up 2, and then Lethe can just travel the rest of the way and stay out of range of this guy, getting him through quickly. For now, though, we're trying to keep a low profile here. And considering that everybody I have here has more than 6 movement speed, we should be good. Alright, Titania needs to come over here, and something I forgot to do, I needed to trade with Volke, so that way Titania can get the door key. Because Marcia's gotta come over here, trade with Titania, to get that same door key. I'm gonna keep these guys active just to make sure I don't screw up. I know believe me, I've practiced this one so many times. That's why this chapter took so long to get out. Because I had to like go over the strategy so many times in my head to make it work. What I said about Sephirin isn't necessarily a lie, though, as you can rescue Sephirin, and get him out of harm's way. As long as if you place him, like, back over here, then it should be fine, but there's honestly no need to open that door. Now that Marcia's got the key, she can go over here. Let me just, I'm paranoid. I'm just a touch paranoid. Can you blame me? I've had to re-record this 3 times, because of either tech issues or just fumbling the information I gave so often. I probably should have given... Actually, I should be able to do that now. Let's have Lethe go here, and then Mordecai come up here and trade with Lethe. I'll trade the Laguz Stone for the Bayork Guard, and then equip the Bayork Guard. That'd be better on him, considering that he's gonna be the one fighting. As much as I'd love to give the experience to Lethe, getting the bonus EXP is much more valuable. Son of a bitch, I screwed up! Okay, it's not that big a deal. I was supposed to drop Volke and pickpocket this guy as well, but it's not that big of a deal because I can still make this work. Get you down there. It's just gonna take, like, considering, like, the amount of turns that we have, like, going into this, it's not like, because of how many turns I'm gonna have to take doing this, it's not like doing, like, 1 or 2 extra turns is gonna affect it too much. But you are going to see in a hot minute here, why exactly you can only get 2 units through at a time. This unit down here, despite appearances, can make it pretty far up. These are the only 2 spaces you could hide your units in from these guards around here. So, like I said, only 2 can make it up. Marcia, on the other hand, is going to rescue Braum and get him the heck out of here. And Kieran never actually approaches the range of this guy, so you can just, like, leave him. It's fine. Let's get Oscar over here. And let's get Lethe over here. Alright, now we get into the good bits here. Unfortunately, Lethe does turn back, but... I'm paranoid. Don't judge me here. I'm just so paranoid I'm gonna get this wrong. And look, even from, like, right here, just 2 spaces away yet again. If it was a 9 unit, it'd be 1 space away, too, which is a nightmare. Actually glad I did this, but it's not gonna matter because Volke has to unlock the door, take an extra turn to unlock the door anyway. Meanwhile, Mordecai is gonna move over here and wait. And everybody else just needs to get the hell out of Dodge. These two units, these two watches over here as well are on a 4-turn cycle. He'll move 6 spaces from here to here to here to here. This unit started off here, moves from here to here to here to here on a 4-turn cycle, moving only 4 spaces at a time. This unit is what makes this such a pain in the butt. He is on a 6-turn cycle where he moves from here to here to here to here to here to here to here. And it vexes me so every day. But we are able to do good. Ooh, actually, no, this is fine. Let's get that door open. I'm gonna get Titania up here so that way she can rescue him after he's done with that. What I would have normally done is when I pickpocketed the key from this guard, I would have had Titania come up here to unlock the door and have Volke immediately go in to grab the treasure. This is just gonna take 1 turn extra, it's not that big of a deal. Mordecai is gonna come right up here and give me, well, it doesn't matter because I can wait another turn and drop Ike right over there. This, oh boy, is gonna be interesting. Just making sure we're all good here. We're all copacetic. And once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 2 away. It's always 2 away. But it's fine, they can go down here. Marcia's essential for this, and actually you could also use Oscar as well, but getting out of here, whoever is carrying Braum is essential for getting out. We're getting our first instance of combat because these guys don't summon the guard. It's gonna go ahead and stab him and almost kill him, which you're gonna be seeing a lot here. Here comes the other Myrmidon. And like, these guys aren't doing much damage to him anyway because their attack isn't as good. The boss, on the other hand, has a steel blade.
Oh dear heavens, look at the size of this one. Easy now, don't move. I'll not let such a trophy escape. Your soul is twisted, it saddens me.
Look at how much damage he does! I didn't equip the Beorc guard. God damn it! Real quick, just allow me. Oh, we did have it equipped. Wait, really? Wait, how much damage did this guy do? Was that if you're cutting it in half? Hold on, let me read the description of this again. Did you not have it equipped? Magic item when equipped halves damage done by Beorc attacks. His defense is 16. His attack is 28. That did the full damage. Huh. Strange. Alright, I'm just gonna finish this guy off. Mordecai should be fine. Use the Regal Sword, I get 12 per hit on him, but if I crit, I kill him, so works out for me.
Oh yes, excellent. What a defiant stare you have. You're exactly the type of prisoner I long for. I will watch as hope fades from your eyes and revel in as despair clouds your vision. It will be transcendent. Don't count on it.
First attack. Damn! Didn't kill him. This puts me in a bit of a bind. We'll have to see how much damage the Myrmidon does. The level up gave me skill and speed, but no strength and no defense. That's gonna be an issue. We'll see how this goes. I think I'm guaranteed, but, you know, we'll see. We're almost through what I'm going to refer to as the first cycle. Alright, Volke can grab this. Statue fragment. Increases constitution, increases magic item that increases the user's build. Build, as far as I can tell, is only used for calculating one thing. I'm a moron. I don't know how far this guy goes. 1, 2, well, let's see actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Oh yeah, he's gonna be able to cover all this, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Jeez, I do not have a lot of room to move here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just have to stay here. I hope I did that right. Thank goodness. Alright, let's see how badly I screwed this up. He did 3 damage. How much did the big guy do to me? 17! Uh-oh! You have to dodge, Ike! No! Damn it! What the hell? Let me get back up to this point. Well, since I had to redo this chapter again, I might as well get this right. Last turn I dropped Volke off behind Titania, so that way I can do this. Then, in a second verse, same as the first, Titania comes up here and rescues him. Moving on. I forgot to trade Titania the door key. Oh, alright, we're doing the same thing again then. It'll be like nothing changed at all! Cutting in here to show off that, the guy missed. The person missed. I wonder if, like, there's a difference in... I'm gonna cut back in here. If there's a difference in accuracies here. 125, 125, strength 9, strength 9. They've got the same strength. So, it's just a matter of hoping to God. Let's take out this. Oh, shoot, no! Son of a biscuit. Actually, this might work out in my favor. If I'm going for the other units first, then I won't be at risk of dying to the boss. And that's how I should have done it in the first place, now that I think about it. But, you know the saying, woulda, shoulda, coulda. Oh, great! A crit that could have been used on the boss. Bravo! Well done. His level up's gonna change too, so it was important to show this anyway. Alright, we got strength and speed. Now all he has to do is not bite it. People have been warning me that I've been leveling up Ike a little bit too fast. And I agree with that. I'm gonna try to not use Ike nearly as much unless it's for, like, escape and whatnot. Because, after a little while, he does kind of become dead weight. We get... Oh, and here, yeah, we got the statue fragment again. It was the same amount of turns as before because I had the issue with, I didn't actually trade the door key. Yeah, we heard this before. So he's gonna lance me. Didn't crit him again, but because I was, because I did this more tactfully, I'm able to get a pretty good, pretty decent chunk off of him. I don't even need the Regal Sword, I don't think. Yeah, steel will be fine. Iron would be fine. I'm gonna kill him with iron. Why?
You will not escape. I will see all of you dead. You will be executed. He's pretty cool looking. I like the black and the yellow on the armor. Oh, we get another, oh, Jesus. Jesus Christ! I gotta slow Ike's roll here. We got a Master Seal! Normally, when you would level up, so the way advancing classes works is that when the unit reaches level 20, you can, the next level up, they immediately promote. However, with a Master Seal, an upgrade item that allows units of level 10 or higher to upgrade classes. So if you think someone is maybe like falling behind or they would benefit from the little boost, you could go ahead and do that. It's a little touch and go because depending on how early you use the Master Seal on them, they might peak too early. But that's, you know, that's kind of neither here nor there. I have to move Mordecai. Fortunately, this guy will never go beyond this point ever, so it's just like, it just works out pretty well. I need to consider 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hopefully that works. Hopefully you can go through other units. She needs to go here. I gotta drop Volke off there. She needs to stay right there. And this is mainly for maximizing bonus EXP. Cause... Wait, what? Oh no, wait, yeah, I gotta do another lap. For a second I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it. And then I realized, no, I'm not. Because of how these, I was wrong about getting 2 units through. You can technically get 4 units through because of rescue, but like, you can only get like 2 on-screen units through every like 12 turns. It's really stupid. Let's go for the chest. Short axe. This is an upgraded version of the hand axe. Deals more damage, but has a less hit, and I think it weighs about the same too. Let's go ahead and send that to the convoy. Mordecai can just leave, actually. He's done. Any combat is just out. I will be leaving now. I will keep watch for enemies. Is he far enough where I can do this? Yes. Oh, wait. I need oh, wait, actually. Okay, yeah. Need to make sure. Get that door open. Get Titania. Actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's gonna take me 2 turns anyway. Get Titania above Lethe. Rescue. That's all she wrote. Unfortunately, this is not gonna quite work out the way I hope it does. Because those 2 guards are converging, which means I have no way to go in there. Pretty much in 6 turns. In 6 turns, the 2 of them will be able to advance further up, and it's just gonna be like that for a while. Titania can leave. Volke needs to stay. Because Volke is going to be grabbing more chests. Steel Lance. We know what a Steel Lance does. What the frick? Well, I can move 2 of them over yonder. Lethe just transformed. Lethe just transformed. So she's got plenty of movement speed. Swear to God, if I screw up at this juncture, I'm going to be so irate. And all Ike can do now is just sit here. Open the chest. We got a javelin. Not bad, good ranged weapon. Titania's going to escape with Lethe. Ike, I'm going ahead. I'll keep the road secure. Meanwhile, I'm pretty sure I can't get them through. Because I was like, because when I saw him coming around like this before, I was like, oh, I'll be able to get more of them through in just 6 turns because of how this guy goes. That's not the case. We can only be so lucky. Is that the only one left? Bum ba da ba dum ba da.
Have Volke come down here, open the chest to reveal a counter, a skill scroll. I believe we've seen counter on, what's her name? Titania before. Honestly, a lot of this movement is moot. Because you can more or less just leave a vast majority of them over here until the turn that you need to actually move them, and then move them. But Volke is finished now, so we can just leave with him. I love how you can just leave Sephirin in jail and he'll be fine. Just kind of adds to his mysterious nature. Volke leaves. ... Pepple may think this review is useless. What was that? There was a review of the single button RPG from Newgrounds. As narrated by Devin Mack. Voice of Sonic the Hedgehog in Sonic Prime. Man. I remember when he was the narrator on Shippage's Smash Tasm series. I can't remember if he did any voice work for me during those times. He did. He was the narrator in that Skyrim Noir skit I did. That was all based around the stupid arrow to the knee joke. If I was able to, the way I would have ended up doing this if I could, would be that if I only had Oscar promoted, I could do this in significantly less turns, because these two just wouldn't escape, and I'd be able to leave with Marcia before the 12 turn mark. Unfortunately, dreams really don't come true. So I'm just moving these guys around. I went to the park today with Manatee, and there was a dog there. His name is a little. I posted the picture on Twitter. His name is Roberto, and he just jumped up on my lap like we were old buddies. And I just posted the picture of that with the caption saying, "This isn't my dog." Lethe will be fine. She's just a little not transformed. It's still good. It's still good. Malformed yet transformed. Up here. Yeah, no, the smite strategy cuts this time down significantly. And I almost ended my turn without moving Lethe. Lethe, god damn it! If only I had a little bit more movement. My practice run, I think I switched Lethe and Mordecai. That's just a way to get— I almost just ended my turn right there. It's really just a way to get stuff done faster. God, I wish! Even in her full movement, she's still in range of them. Which means we gotta wait so many turns to get her to escape. I lost my train of thought completely. Escape with Braum? Right then, I guess I'm going ahead now. Be careful, Ike. The other thing that I'm a little embarrassed of, I'm going to ride ahead, Ike. I want to see if there are more enemy units ahead of us. The other thing that I'm a little embarrassed about is that in the other escape chapter, there was also bonus EXP per unit that escaped. But right now, if you just want to get them all through here, because it took so long, yeah, because it took the turn, if it took any less than 22 turns to get both units up through here, then I would have already escaped. But because we hit turn 22, we lose out on all the bonus experience we get from, we would have gotten from completing this in a certain amount of turns. Hi there, Tom editing this from the future. I just noticed something. If Lethe in beast form, Mordecai in beast form, or Titania were in the position that Lethe is in right now on this turn, they would have enough movement to make it to that free space out of sight of the guards, which means they could possibly get up there earlier than normal. Which also means that it might be possible to get Braum out of the jail cell and up to escape faster if you're using one of those units instead. And in doing so, making it so you can get some of the bonus experience from completing this in a certain amount of turns. I might do a run of this later just to show that off, because that is super interesting to me, and I really want to see that done, but just, food for thought. Anyway, since this ends up being more of the same, and barring I don't make some horrible mistake, I'm just going to fast forward through this until Lethe and Ike escape. Alright, and in case you're wondering why I even deployed other units, it's not only is it for the bonus EXP for escaping, but also because it earns support between them if they're deployed together. I'm moving out. Don't lag behind, Ike. Well, he'll be right behind you because we are done. And hopefully I didn't screw anything up because this chapter has been cursed for me. Time to get out of here. I've brought one of the Crimean soldiers who is being held prisoner. I'm sure you are unaware of this, but I am... Princess Alencia! Oh, yes, quite right. I am Kieran. I served under General Jeffrey as leader of Crimea's 5th platoon. My platoon had the honor of escorting you from the palace during the Dayan attack. Really? Then you were there when... I was! Lord Redding ordered my platoon to accompany General Jeffrey and serve as your escort. Our mission was to see you safely out of Crimea to Gallia's king. But we failed you. And when we lost you, I believed my worthless life was at its end. Yet here you are. To think that I would be so blessed to see you again. Such emotion, The tears! Kieran, were there any others? Such terrific emotion! So, I beg your pardon? Did anyone else other than yourself survive? Of course, though I was the only one unfortunate enough to suffer the misery of captivity. General Jeffrey and several of his soldiers fought off the Dayan attack. They were able to slip away. Even now they wait in Crimea, hoping for one last chance to strike a blow against Dayan. Jeffrey, he is alive. How those words drive off the shadows across my heart. Thank you, Kieran. Thank you for surviving. You are too kind, Your Highness. The opportunity to serve you again is the greatest reward I could ask for. For as long as I draw breath, I will stand ready at your side. This I swear! Alright, we know where Kieran stands. How about you two? Will you recognize Princess Alencia as the rightful heir to the Crimean throne? Will you fight for her? Look here, my name's Braum, and this last is Nephany. We're just simple country militiamen from the same territory. Now, we don't know much about nobles and stuff. Kings and queens don't matter much when you're working the fields. Of course, we know we'll be in trouble if someone takes our fields away from us, so that's why we joined the militia. The King of Dayan's no friend of ours, and I hear he's doing terrible things too. Vile tortures with rusty nails and more. What's going to happen to my family? I left them all back home. I'm so worried I can hardly see straight. If you can defeat the King of Dayan, will this country return to the way it used to be? Is that what you're after? It is my hope. I may not be as powerful as my father, but I will never abandon Crimea. You sound like a lady who stands by her word. Looks like my choice is easy. Mine too. I'll fight in your name. I'll help you and yours, and we'll send those Dayan milksops packing. Thank you. I beg your pardon. Oh, blessed saint. Master Sephirin, you're alive! Braum, Nephany, are either of you wounded? We're fine, but what about you? You were jailed for helping us. I'm so sorry. I hope they didn't hurt you. It's nothing to fret about. Everyone is safe, and that is what matters. Oh, blessed one. Pardon me. May I have a moment? And you are? I'm Ike. I'm the commander of this mercenary company. That must mean you're the one responsible for giving me back my freedom. I am Sephirin, a monk on a pilgrimage. Please allow me to express my gratitude to you. Thank you. You don't have to thank us. However, I'm curious about your situation. Why were you aiding Crimean soldiers? Do you question my story? You're a monk on a pilgrimage as well as an ally to Crimean's resistance fighters? Under the circumstances, do you blame me? Tell me something, Ike. If you came across a wounded person, could you ignore his plight? Normally, no, I could not. But in times like these, where it means risking my own life, I don't know, it's tough to say. You're quite honest. However, if actually faced with such a choice, a man such as yourself would not hesitate. If faced with an individual in pain, you would act instinctively. Your body would not wait for the command. Who are you, really? You're so calm, so full of peace. I can't believe you're a simple monk. If you'll forgive me, I must be going. Fare thee well, young warrior. I'm certain that we will meet again. I didn't get a chance to look at his stats, but Sephirin is powerful. Most of his stats are maxed out. Or at least like 3 of his stats are maxed out.
Ike.
Oh, hello, Volke. What do you want?
I was thinking about traveling with you for a bit. I'll be in the general area, so if you need anything, you can call on me. I'll help you out. For a fee, of course.
What did you say? Why would you do such a thing? In times such as these, there must be many parties that need intelligence.
Well, you sparked my curiosity. And besides, no, we'll just have to leave it at that.
That's not acceptable.
Don't be so inflexible. It's not as if I'll be joining your merry band or anything. This is strictly business.
And yet you, Titania. I believe this is a good opportunity. We will almost certainly have need of this man's talents. He is a dubious character at best, but at least we know his motives. Everything begins and ends with gold. He'll be easy to control. Soren, he's standing right there. I don't think he minds. What will it be, Ike? The decision is yours. You can decide to refuse his request, but it is more beneficial to just let him come. Very well, you may do as you like.
Excellent. Call me if you need anything.
First the thief and then that monk? What an odd band of characters you've attracted. Ranulf, have you finished those errands, Ranulf? All done, but about those two. Yes, they're both rather mysterious. Well, the monk seems like a decent enough fellow. Determining who is a friend and who is a foe is something I must be able to do, but it's just so hard. It's only because you don't have enough information based on your to base your judgment on. All we can do now is press on. You're right. Next time on Fire Emblem Path of Radiance, we will be leaving Gallia and returning to Crimea, which is occupied by Daean soldiers. See you all next time. Later.